Hey guys, I am so late this week. So if you've been waiting on pins and needles, knowing it's Friday and saying, oh, I should be getting my prompt any minute now, I apologize. There was a lot of stuff going on here in Staten Island, local protests that I was tuning into and following along. And then as soon as I sat down to write, the local landscaping guys started doing everything, it seemed, right outside every single window. So it's finally quiet. I have a minute to sit here and share with you this week's writing prompt. We are in week 23 of the year. And there is one thing that I do want to request from you. If you've been following along all throughout the year, we now have 22 prompts behind us. By the end of June, we will have completed half of the year. Can't believe that. So what I would love is that if you have any favorites from the beginning part of the year that you would like to see done again, I would love to revisit a prompt. Most of the prompts that I've shared with you guys are sort of... they can be done again. They're replicatable, right? So, like if you think of the writer's toolbox writing sticks, we could do that again, and we would get 3 different sticks. Or Rory story cubes, we could roll them again and get different cubes. So, really looking for those types of prompts that it wouldn't be exactly the same thing. Which one would you like to see? So share that in the comments. I'll be asking all month, and in July will be a month of revisits of some of our favorite prompts. But for this month, in the Happy Campers Club, which I have all my calendars for over here, which is a small writing group that is meeting through the Stop Writing Alone community, one of the things that we're doing is that we're reading through the book Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. And this book is full of various types of writing exercises. Really, I love this book because for me personally, it gave me a lot of permission to write what came from me. I stopped thinking about like the right thing to write, and I started just writing. So I want to give you an exercise that Natalie gives. There's actually a section early on in the book called Topics for Writing, because she's always about us doing practice. And one of them I thought could be a really good prompt for us this week. So I'm going to read it to you. If you have this book, like I said, it's in the section called A List of Topics for Writing Practice. And in my book, it's on page 27. And it says, take a poetry book, open to any page, grab a line, write it down, and continue from there. A friend calls it writing off the page. If you begin with a great line, it helps because you start right off from a lofty place. And then she gives an example. I will die in Paris on a rainy day. It will be a Thursday, by the poet Cesar Vallejo. I will die on a Monday at 11 o'clock, on Friday at 3 o'clock in South Dakota, riding a tractor in Brooklyn in a delicatessen, and on and on. Every time you get stuck, just rewrite your first line and keep going. Rewriting the first line gives you a whole new start and a chance for another direction. I don't want to die, and I don't care if I'm in Paris or Moscow or Youngstown, Ohio. So that was the example that she gave. Really, any poem or book of poems that you have. If you don't have a book to grab off a shelf, I would just say randomly search poetry and see what you come up with and just grab a line and go with it. That idea of rewriting the line when you get stuck is awesome. She does that a couple of times with different exercises in this book, and it is really helpful. So that's it for this week. I want to encourage you, as I did in this week's episode of Stop Writing Alone, to read widely and think outside the box of who you would normally read, because one of the things that we are seeing right now as a great issue in our world is what happens when we have just one story. I recommended the TED Talk by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She talks about the danger of a single story. And I do believe that is at the root of many of our ails. So if you can find multiple stories about various cultures outside your own, just keep reading widely. And to that end, this week, I think if you could find a poet that is of a culture other than your own, that would be great. That would be awesome to use that as an added challenge. But if you want to just use one of your favorite poets, of course, there are no rules here. It is just something to help you to get writing. But that is all for now. I hope this helps you guys out. I would love to see the stories that you write from this. And if you share it anywhere online and you have a link for the story, it would be awesome if you could share it in the comments below so we can go read and cheer you on. Otherwise, happy writing. I hope everybody's staying safe, and I will see you next week.